We are being tested today in Sydney. The police are being tested, the public is being tested, but whatever the test, we will face it head on, and we will remain a strong, democratic, civil society. I have full confidence in the Police Commissioner and the incredible work of the New South Wales Police Force. Indeed, they are the world's best. They today have acted decisively. They are on top of the situation and they are doing everything possible that needs to be done. We are incredibly lucky to have them at our disposal, looking after the public in this state. In terms of matters of transport and in the city, can I ask everyone to go about their usual manner? Obviously avoid Martin Place. There'll be transport updates that are provided on the website, but go about your usual exit from the city as you would, in terms of trains, buses and ferries. Can also just ask, as you're moving around the CBD, to be aware, to be vigilant, and to ensure at all times that you're also patient. There could be some disruption, obviously, as we go about events of today, and I know the public will be, but I'm asking today as well if you can also be patient. We will get through this, but importantly now, our thoughts and prayers are with those who are caught up in the situation, and we say to them, we are with them. I'll ask the Commissioner to say a few words.
Thank you, Premier. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as the Premier has indicated, this is a difficult day for everyone that's involved in this particular operation. I can confirm for you that we have an armed offender in premises holding an undisclosed number of hostages in the city, in the Martin Place area. Police have been in attendance and have controlled the situation from very early this morning, shortly after it was advised. We are at this stage continuing to secure and make sure that we're doing all we can to bring this to a peaceful outcome. We want this matter resolved peacefully and we will do all we need to ensure that. What we have also is a number of incidents that people believe may be connected to the city event, and that's not the case. We've got a lot of people that are out there concerned when they see a police vehicle drive down their street to think that their suburb or their shire might be involved. That's not the case. We are very contained. We certainly have tight restrictions and tight controls around that location, and we will work as long as we need to bring this to an outcome. The officers that are there are well trained and professional. They know what they're doing, they have trained for this, and I'm sure that they will get through and this will be an outcome that will be positive. We also are aware that there are many people that have been displaced. Yes, we have evacuated some of the immediate surrounds, and we've done that for a reason. We want to do all we can to ensure that people do not get harmed. Transport arrangements, as the Premier has indicated, have been put into place, and we need to make sure that people can get in and out of the city. The city is still operating and will continue to operate until we need to change that. So at this stage, it is well contained. Our thoughts, our prayers go out to those that are caught up in this. We are doing absolutely everything we can to resolve it. There are well-trained officers in situ doing the job. They will, I am sure, bring this to some conclusion successfully just as soon as we possibly can. And transport arrangements, as the Premier has indicated, are in place so that people can leave the city. At this stage, there will be a full and thorough operational briefing. My briefing has been at a very high level to you today. We will do that in the immediate future as soon as we're ready to go. I'm happy to take questions or back to the Premier.
Are there any suggestions where this person's come from and what may be their motivation?
At this stage, the operational advice I've got is that we're still determining what it is that may well be the motivation, and at this stage we are still not yet in a position to determine where the individual is from.
We were warned a number of months ago of a terrorist attack in Martin Place. Today we appear to perhaps have one. Have authorities done enough to prevent this happening?
Well, certainly if you were to look at the number of police we've had in the city, the number of officers that were on standby and the rapidness of their response, I would suggest that it's as good as you will get anywhere. Certainly we are now, as the Premier has indicated, being tested. and I'm confident that the police will deliver what it is that's required of them.
Are you treating this as a terrorist attack?
At this stage, that's certainly something we couldn't rule out. We're not tagging it at this stage. What we have got is an armed offender that has a number of undisclosed hostages in a city building.
But in terms of your protocols in dealing with a terrorism event, that still hasn't kicked into place yet? Or?
Certainly, we've moved to a footing that would be consistent with a terrorism event.
You mentioned incidents weren't connected. The raids overnight, are they related in any way to this incident?
Certainly, there's nothing to advise us that that would be the case. At this stage, the advice is no.
What communication have you had with this man so far?
Well, we're working through that, and at this stage, we have not got extensive communications. In fact, we're not dealing direct with him.
Have you been able to confirm that there is a hostage inside that is speaking to a media outlet?
Look, I'm not in a position to confirm any of that. As I've said, my briefing to you now is very high level, just to ensure that people have an understanding of the situation. The detail that you're seeking out would be better dealt with by the operational commanders, and as I say, we'll move to that just as soon as we can.
Does it appear that negotiations are being made through the hostages, though? You say you're not directly in contact with the armed offender?
My advice is that we haven't had contact with the armed offender at this stage.
Is there confirmation that there's only one offender?
Well, there's at least one.
What's the police presence like at the moment? How many officers are there?
Very heavy. It would be difficult to fully number them because they are involved in everything from securing streets through to responding to and checking of parcels that have been left in situ. We have tactical officers, we have negotiators, of course, lots of general duties police, traffic police. We are here in very, very big numbers. There are hundreds and hundreds of officers involved in that very small, tight location right now. But again, if need be, we will escalate that, and if need be, we'll take it out to many, many more.
The Queensland Police Commissioner has said that information was firming up that there's an explosive device.
Sorry, I just missed the first.
The Queensland Police Commissioner has said that there's information firming up that there is an explosive device involved in this.
Well, you might need to go back to the Queensland Police Commissioner. I'm certainly not in a position to deal with that nor talk with that. I'm not sure where that's come from.
There have
Can
been
you,
concerns that there are devices in certain parts of Sydney. Have you been able to verify?
We're certainly looking at a range of calls that we've taken and a number of people that have advised us. Everything we've done to this extent to date, has proved to be negative.
Is there any suggestion that the offender has made any kind of demands or anything at this stage?
At this stage, we have not got direct contact with the offender.
You say an undisclosed number of hostages, but are we only talking about people inside the cafe? Are there other people on other floors of that building that are unable to get out as well?
My understanding is that it's an undisclosed number, and at this stage those questions would be better put to the operational commanders, but certainly we're working as hard as we can to determine the exact numbers.
Commissioner, there's a flag being put up on the window in the cafe. What can you tell us about that flag?
Well, again, it's a flag that we've had people looking at. We're still trying to work out exactly what it stands for, but at this stage it's probably best that I don't take that any further. We're working with our partner agencies to better determine what it is we're dealing with there.
There was an arrest in Beecroft Man announced this morning with a press conference due to happen from the AFP. Is there any suggestion that this may be connected to what's happening today?
Yeah, a similar question was from this side of the room. No, at this stage there is no connection.
In the lead up to this, when you've looked at previous risk assessments of terrorist-related events in Sydney, was an event like this where it might be a lone wolf operator deemed as one of the more probable?
Absolutely, and we've looked at this in the past. We've exercised around this. We continue to focus on this like we do every other scenario. There are so many scenarios that we deal with, but we deal with them because we have to be prepared, and certainly this is one that has been part of a range of scenarios that we've had to deal with in terms of our preparation.
Premier, does this event today change Sydney? Will it change the way people approach their everyday life in Sydney?
No, it won't, and no, it shouldn't. We are incredibly proud of this city, the values we hold dear, and we will continue at every day to protect them. Now, yes, we are being tested today, but that test we met head on, and I am very confident and thankful for the police and their activities and what they've done, both in the lead-up, what I've seen today. We're incredibly lucky to have them.
Your office has been evacuated. All the government staffers have as well. It's quite close to home.
I mean, of course it is. I mean, this is an event that is obviously testing all of us here in this city. It obviously tests the public. It is something that we must deal with, we will deal with, we are dealing with it. And the important message, as the Commissioner said, we have all of the activities in hand, we are dealing with it, and it's best that we get back to that.
Apart
So
from
thanks.
those on Martin Place, can you just talk us through where the other evacuations are?
At this stage, it's Martin Place specifically, and those that would be moving outside of that key location would be on advice of police. But I'm told that it is a very limited footprint.
Yeah, last one.
Have you called on the federal authorities, the SAS, the Army, the AFP?
I have been in discussions both with the Premier and the Prime Minister, and I have talked to my counterpart in the Australian Federal Police, and at this stage we have not had to draw down on any resources simply because of the nature of the event. As I say, we have not yet confirmed this is a terrorism-related event. We are dealing with a hostage situation with an armed offender, and we're dealing with it accordingly. Now, we are ready to escalate should we need to, but at this stage we have vast amount of resources available to us, the best trained, the most prepared and most professional police agency in the nation, and we're looking to resolve this just as quickly as we can.
Thank you.
Okay? Thank you.